Hi guys, I hope you're all well. It's currently Sunday the 6th of December 2020 and welcome to week 256 of my weight loss journey. In last week's video we all saw I maintained my body weight at 158.2 kilograms, which is 348.8 pounds or 24 stone 12.8 pounds, and of course my body mass index remained at 46.2. I'm going to start the proceedings off by reviewing my calorie consumption for the past week, which we can see in the graph above. The average of this was 2,553 compared to the previous week at 2,540. So I've had a second consecutive week where I've gone over my average allowance for the week. In fact, it's increased upon last week's increase. So it's definitely not good. Where has this come from? Well, last Saturday, we all know I went over my allowance dramatically, and Sunday, even though I stuck within my 2,700 calories, it's the food choices that I probably made between those 2 days last weekend. I started nibbling on salted peanuts and had a few sweets as well, and we all know the high salt content on those things, and it can do dramatic wonders in retaining your fluid intake for me, for a few days afterwards, so at least up to Wednesday. Talking about Wednesday, I also finished consuming the last of my semi-skim milk, which was an unexpected thing, so therefore I had to make use of what else was in my fridge, which was cheese. So from Wednesday through to Friday, I was having 60 grams of mild cheddar cheese each day. Now normally I don't have cheese during the week, I save that for a weekend treat. Because I'm only making one visit to the shops per week to do my weekly food shopping due to the virus, I'm obviously not going to go out especially just to buy some milk. So I'm making the most of what I've got around me, and hence why this week's dietary food intake is definitely not how it would have normally been. And I think those salted peanuts potentially could mess up my week, but we'll find out shortly when I do my weigh-in. But my fluid consumption has decreased from last week to 3,433 millilitres. That's 2 weeks on a trot where I've seen a decrease below my overall average of 3,500, what I'm aiming for. Not good. Both stats there, not where they need to be. How about my activity levels for the past week? Well, this can be seen in the form of my step count in the graphs above. The average of this was 8,947 compared to the previous week at 10,205. So disappointingly, this stat has also fallen below my 10,000 step mark average. The main reason for this is I just didn't fit in my walk on Friday. The weather here was atrocious. It was raining pretty much all day. Well, it started off the day with actually some wintry showers, some snow, and it was very, very bitterly cold outside as well. So the only walking that I did on Friday was to go out and do my weekly food shopping. It's that time of the week where we all get to see if I've managed to lose any more weight. So here it is guys, here's my weigh-in. I weigh 161.1 kilograms, which is 355.2 pounds, or 25 stone 5.2 pounds. This means in the last week, I've seen a massive gain of 6.4 pounds, or 2.9 kilograms. Not a great result. I don't do things by halves, and this is a big mess up on my part. However, my Slimming World result, due to the severe lockdown in England being lifted, but we're now on the highest level tier 3 lockdown, which means certain businesses are allowed to reopen. So Slimming World groups were allowed to open, but purely for you to attend to get weighed. They didn't have the group meetings afterwards. They're not allowed to take place, but the weigh-ins were allowed. So I did go to Slimming World, and my weigh-in result at Slimming World showed a gain of 5.5 pounds or 2.5 kilograms. Now, we all know that the reason for the difference is because during that 4 weeks where we had a full lockdown in England, I obviously managed to lose a couple bit more pounds, but obviously I've managed to regain that plus a bit more over this past week alone. So there we go. Based on this week's weight gain, it sees my body mass index go from 46.2 up to 47.1. And if I look at my third weight loss target, last week it was 74.9% complete, and due to the gain, it goes down to 65.7% complete. So in the 256 weeks that I've been doing this weight loss journey, I've lost a total of 186 pounds, which is 84.4 kilograms, or 13 stone 4 pounds. Next week, I think it's fair to say I need to work my butt off to get rid of this weight that I've just gained this week. I'm hoping the majority of this weight gain is purely down to fluid retention due to me having those salted peanuts, a lot of salted peanuts last weekend. And all that salt has meant my body's just kept hold of all the fluid that I was consuming pretty much from the weekend, I would say probably up to midweek Wednesday. And then things probably starts to come down slowly. So the result probably was a lot worse than the 6.4 pound weight gain that I saw, but nevertheless, that's what I need to do. I need to work my arse off to get rid of this 6.4 pounds, and I'm hoping it's mainly just down to fluid. Let's see. So all three stats need to improve next week. My fluid consumption needs to increase, my calorie consumption needs to decrease, my activity levels need to increase. Those three stats, if I do them right, I should see a good result next week. Need to try and repair this damage I've just done this week. But other than that, guys, that's it. That's the end of this week's video. As always, if you'd like to continue following me along my weight loss journey and hopefully get to see much less of me in the future, by all means, subscribe to my channel so you don't get to miss out on any future videos that I post. I wish you all a fantastic week. Stay safe. Look after one another, and I'll see you all again next Sunday.